Hi, Trevor here, Life Reflection Requests. Welcome and thank you for stopping by. It's fantastic you are here. Well, this channel, through conversation this week, has received a request, so thank you to the guy who made it. Um, the story of this particular song, which he's asked me to look at, started in Edinburgh in 1983. Well, it probably actually started before that because Michael Scott was looking for a vehicle to be able to sing the songs that he writes and just have a bit of a musical journey that he can go on himself. And so in Edinburgh in 1983, he formed the Waterboys. Now the Waterboys have had so many musicians in it, it's not funny. Around the 70s to 80 mark, mainly around the UK, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, and of course Britain. The Waterboys, very much a fusion of folk and rock. And between 1983 and 2020, that's a very reasonably long career, really. 17 studio albums, 2 live albums, 9 compilation albums, and 28 singles. The thing I love about Michael Scott's lyrics is just the journey he takes you on. The way that he just really explores the depths and the heights of human experience, and he just gets his music to match that and take you on a bit of a journey. When I think about the Waterboys, I think about power mixed with grace. I think about grace and beautiful flow, but there's just something anticipatory about it, something exciting about it, something compelling about it that just has to keep you listening. The lyrics can be a bit mysterious at times, but that's okay because Michael can then write the music that will go along with this mysterious lyrics and take us on a bit of a journey. Now, the song I was asked to look at was "A Church Not Made with Hands." This came off A Pagan Place from 1984. Now, we all know what a church is, or particularly, we know what a cathedral is. We may, if we're going through a particular town, and we may go and have a look in the cathedral, and we walk in there and think, well, there's just a sense of majesty and wonder and amazement and perhaps a bit of holiness and sacredness as well. And you think, wow, this is different. The world kind of disappears when you walk inside a cathedral, and you think, wow, I just want to stay here for a little while because it's really, really nice. There's a church made with hands, and I just incredibly amazed at churches that were built 200-300 years ago, how they're still standing, and how the roofs stay up and how high they are, and how, when we don't have a crane or anything like that, how on earth they build these structures. It's an amazing thing. Of course, in Barcelona right now, they're nearing the completion of La Sagrada Familia. That's a building I talked about through Alan Parsons a little while back, and that church has been being built for the last 100 years, and they're nearing completion of that one. So that's something I want to see one day if we ever get to travel again. But this is a church not made with hands. So what would that mean? Well, I suppose all we need to do is look around us. And what do we see? We see rivers, and we see mountains, we see forests, and we see animals, and we see the desert, even wilderness. And we go for a drive in our car, and we just go over a rise, and we think, oh, and there's a beautiful plain ahead of us, and we think, oh man, I'm just so glad I'm here. The thing I love about nature is it is always surprising. There's always something new to see, and there's always stuff that you think will remember and be amazed by. I remember I was on Kangaroo Island just after the bushfires over there, and it was really, really black over there. You drive down a road and you see black, and you drive down another road and it's blacker again, and down another road and it's blacker again. But despite the devastation, and it's absolutely devastating, really, what happened over there. there is still beauty in amongst that. That there is still a land that is going to survive, and as we've discovered, it has survived again. And it is a land full of wonder and surprises, and certainly when I would travel around the island, as I had to do when I was visiting people who lost their houses, I remember going down to a place called Hanson Bay, and I'm really, really glad I went there, because what I saw a beautiful pristine beach surrounded by black sand hills. Now, we may not remember a pristine beach perhaps, but I certainly remember the combination of both of those things, and it's really truly etched into my mind as one of the most memorable experiences of all time. Nature has done that. Nature is breathtaking. Nature is overwhelming, and nature is stunningly beautiful. And I think this is what Michael Scott was saying in this song, "A Church Not Made with Hands." He was saying, hey, all we need to do to be inspired is to look around us and to see that, that nature is just the best thing ever. So, let's never take for granted our surroundings and where we live, because we do live on a beautiful planet and a beautiful world, and let's do what we can do each in our small corners of the world to live as sustainably as we can at the same time. And I suppose my thoughts are with the world leaders as they meet in Glasgow in a little while for a climate change conference. May politics be put aside and the benefit of the planet be put at the fore. And so, for us who are in this world, may you be encouraged by the beauty you see around you. If you don't get out much into it, perhaps you need to do that a bit more. I think I need to do that myself as well. So on to the clip. So we do have Church Not Made with Hands, again off the Pagan Place 1984. Now this is a bit of a clip. I suppose when you think about this particular song, you've got to have landscape pictures in there really. And this is what this clip is. This is the song with landscape images going all the way through it. And so very much the Church Not Made with Hands is very evident here. Now, when I think of the Waterboys too, I think of a song, Whole of the Moon. This came off the album This Is the Sea from 1985. Now, when I talked before about power, grace, beautiful flow, mysterious lyrics on the journey, this very much is the case here. This is a song about looking at the world in wonder and realizing that there's always more to learn. Now, one of the lines is the song says, I saw the crescent, but you saw the whole of the moon. This is very much what the lyrics are about all the way through. I only see a little bit, but you're seeing the full thing, and how awesome that you can do that. And of course, in typical Waterboys style, this song just builds and builds and builds to an absolute jubilant and celebratory end, because I think bit by bit, he's seeing the whole of the moon. And so we've got the official clip on that one, again off This Is the Sea album from 1985. Well, thank you for the guy who made this request today. I did enjoy looking at a bit more of the Waterboys, and as you probably gathered, I'm doing my artist in alphabetical order in this series. We have a bit of a pause today for the request, and we'll get on to Diana Ross soon. But Waterboy starts with W, so it may have been a while before I got to these guys. So it's good that the request is actually snuck in today, because these guys, I really enjoy Hole on the Moon, in particular when that one came out. But I'm also inspired by A Church Not Made with Hands. Well, if you've come back for another video, or if this is your first time to Life Reflections Through Music, welcome and thank you to everybody. Thank you for the request. As you can see, we will do any request on this channel, so feel free to chuck it in the comments below. I'm more than happy to do it for you. So, and thanks for hanging around to the end, by the way, as well. It's always good to get that kind of engagement. So that's it for today. We'll get back to Diana Ross next time. So until then, I'll catch you around.